Two schools separated by only about 100 miles have come all the way to South Texas to decide the Division III National Championship tonight. From Shenandoah, Texas, third member of our broadcast team, Taylor Davis, down on the field. Let's check in with Taylor before kickoff.
Guys, a big night for both of these coaches. Jeff Thorne leads North Central into their first ever Stagg Bowl appearance. Wisconsin-Whitewater's Kevin Bullis has 5 national titles as an assistant coach under Lance Leipold, but tonight would mark his first as a head coach. Yesterday, both of these coaches gave us their keys to this final game.
First one being 1st and 10. Who, in essence, who's being efficient on 1st and 10, offensively and defensively. Second piece would be turnover margin. Ultimately, in the end, who's in the positive? You know, if both teams are equal, then it's going to come down to those other two. And to me, the third piece would be who's owning the line of scrimmage.
Well, we've got to stop the run from Whitewater. They're going to try to control the clock and control the football. Certainly protect the football. They've feasted on turnovers in the playoffs and been very opportunistic defensively, and that's translated into points the vast majority of the time.
Yeah, we're not giving away the game plan here, Ray. It's obvious what Wisconsin-Whitewater wants to do. They want to pound the rock. That's the team motto. And North Central College wants to get that high, potent offense going as much as possible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see which one of them throws the first punch out here.
North Central College wearing the cardinal red uniform tops. Wisconsin-Whitewater in the white with the purple trim. Andy Cooper to kick it off. Rafael Rios and Terrence Hill back deep for the Cardinals in this Division III National Championship game is underway. Terrence Hill from the 7, 20, 25, finds a crease, comes to the near side, and at midfield is hit there and will get all the way inside the 45-yard line of Wisconsin-Whitewater before Ryan Luska brings him down after a 48-yard kickoff return to get us kicked off.
That's a huge start to this game because one of the issues was that Whitewater's special teams are outstanding. And my question was, would North Central be able to match up with it? Well, they came out here and threw the first punch on teams.
So it's already a short field for the North Central offense beginning at the 45 for Brock Rutter, the 4-year starter quarterback. And again, about a half hour ago, named the Goulardi Trophy a winner, which is basically the equivalent of the Heisman at the Division III level. He's going to hand off. Greenfield going straight ahead. Gets about 3 or 4 to the 41. And Wisconsin-Whitewater has been outstanding at stopping the run all season, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs, they are allowing less than 1 yard per carry. They've only given up 50 yards in the playoffs rushing on 75 carries. That's just mind-blowing.
And second down at 6, 4 receivers for Brock Rutter, 2 stacked up there at the bottom of your screen. Of course, got to keep an eye on Andrew Kaminski looking in that direction. There's a catch. Guess who? Kaminski has a first down at the 31-yard line. Tapped down by Nate Tranel in a 9-yard gain.
Take a look at my guys for this game. On offense, you got left guard Shamor Clark. You need some more Shamor. He is outstanding, a people mover. And then Drew Kaminski, who just caught the ball. I call him Edelman Jr. And then no relation, Caleb Kaminski. Is he a brother from another mother? I don't know. They're both really good football players.
So from the 32-yard line, a first down, and Rutter throws across the middle and dislodged the ball from D'Angelo Hardy. Jacob Herbs. And Hardy's a guy who really didn't play a lot last week, but he is back and healthy, but he took a mean shot right there.
Watch Herbs put some spice on this hit right there. Bam, put it right on the football and knocked it loose. And Hardy had got a shoulder hit last week and had to come out of the game for a little while, and taking hits like that isn't good.
So second down and 10. Back to the ground for Ethan Greenfield. Bounces off one tackler. Gets near the sideline and steps out of bounds at about the 22, pushed out by Matt Anderson. And it's another first down.
And I love the power that Greenfield runs with, and he does it by keeping his shoulders square. He always has them shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. That allows him to cut in either direction and also lower the boom when someone comes in front of him.
See the rushing numbers over 2,000, Ray. He has only 11 negative rushing yards all season. Rarely gets tackled for a loss. Throw, catch, Kaminski. There was one broken tackle away from finding the house there, but Mark McGrath got him by the ankles and stops him at the 9.
Little run pass option. You can see Rutter knows right away he's going to let this thing fly into that seam that opens up on the slant route, and this offense is humming here early.
Rutter has Rummel up at the top, and the slot up top is Kaminski. A handoff, Greenfield trying to fight his way through, gets wrapped up at the 5 and picks up about 4 yards. Owen Brand, number 24, he's important on that D-line for the Warhawks.
Yeah, he's very active up there, not only getting after the quarterback, but playing the run. But I was amazed that Greenfield, he always breaks that first tackle, it seems like. First guy can't get him down. Keep an eye up here. This is Kaminski.
And a second down at goal. 4 wideouts. Greenfield in the backfield. Rutter's going to hand it off. Greenfield trying to find his way through, and he barrels through into the end zone. Touchdown. North Central on the game's first possession. 5-yard touchdown run for Greenfield. His 27th rushing touchdown. His 30th overall touchdown of the year.
And he just gave Matt Anderson, the linebacker, a free ride into the end zone, because they hit it about the 3-yard line, and Ethan Greenfield got lower, and he carried Anderson into pay dirt.
Magnus Mayer out of the hold of Dakota Kremitz. Kremitz has to pick it up. He's in trouble, and he's going to be dropped back at the 18. Garrett Purdy. So they're unable to get the extra point, and North Central will settle for just 6 points.
That was a nice drive. Greenfield, 4 runs, 23 yards. And they also got Kaminski rolling a little bit as Brock Rutter managed that thing to perfection.
Magnus Mayer to kick off for North Central. Ryan Wisniewski and Sam Delaney back deep for Wisconsin-Whitewater. A short end-over-end kick. Taken at the 20, and Justin Kostanek is going to be swarmed under just across the 25 to the 26. 5-yard return, so we get to see the Warhawks offense for the first time tonight. There's a North Central player down.
That's Zach Greenberg, a defensive back for the Cardinal.
From right there in Naperville. North Central College located in the western Chicago suburb of Naperville, Illinois. Cardinals team that comes in having won 10 in a row. Of course, the big win. They're all big wins in the playoffs. Fortunately, we see Greenberg get up with his own power. The second round of Alliance Ohio. No question. Until tonight's game in the semifinals last week, that was the story of the Division III postseason, their win over Mount Union.
Well, I would compare that with the Wisconsin-Whitewater win over Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Yes.
That was huge as well, a 26-7 victory in the 3rd round.
Mary Hardin-Baylor, the defending champ, a school that's not too far from where we're located right now. So they get a chance to defend their title. It's a handoff. First carry is for Alex Pete, and he's all the way up to the 38-yard line. Brought down by Zach Butler. That's a run of 11 yards right out of the street for the guy who really is their workhorse, Alex Pete. There's the road for the Warhawks, beating Mary Hardin-Baylor in the quarterfinals, and then last week just barely escaped St. John's.
That was a
game at Whitewater.
Great football game that came down to the end, and Matt Anderson had an interception as St. John's was trying to drive to either tie it or win it.
Yeah, that was with just about 2 minutes left. After Whitewater had kicked a field goal to take the 3-point lead, won it by that amount. The handoff, Pete coming to the near side. Not much there this time. In fact, he's even going to lose a yard.
Cameron Martin, from his defensive tackle position, used his hands extremely well to skate down the line, and they pulled a couple of linemen to try to lead that play to the right side, but he split them and made the play.
Cameron Martin, one of 3 guys on that line who also wrestled for North Central. George Western is one of them. Isaiah Ziegler, the other, who also participate on the wrestling team for North Central College. Second down and 10. Tyler Holte, JT Parrish, and Kumaro. The 3 wideouts. just kind of throws one over the head of Holte as he was getting some serious pressure as he released that from Brian Beauchamp.
That was a run-pass option for Myler. He could either give it or throw the bubble screen out to the outside. And I think both of them were covered up pretty bad on that one. There's really not a good run read. And then the pass, the pressure coming in from Butler just blew that play right up.
So a 3rd down and 10. Junior quarterback Max Myler. And it comes in as the back. Let's see if Myler going to put it up in the air for the first time. If he can get rid of it, but he's going to run with it. And then we push down real short of the first down at the 43-yard line by Jake Beasley. And a gain of 6, but it'll be 4th down for the Warhawks.
That play didn't look like it was busted or something. You think that was a call quarterback draw?
It didn't look that way to me.
But yet he took off running real quick.
It's going to bring out the punter, Andy Cooper. Warhawks do get a 1st down, but punt it. Dakota Cremines back to receive this punt. A good punt, fair catch call for it. It's going to go over the head of Cremines, bounce inside the 10, and roll back to the 10-yard line where it's down. Much different starting field position. After a 47-yard punt, they started inside the 45 last time of Whitewater. This time they'll be at their own 10. Brock Rutter, the quarterback of North Central, the winner of this year's Ghilardi Trophy. Just moments after he learned he was the trophy winner, we got these comments from him.
Yeah, this is a huge honor for me. This is an accomplishment that I'm looking forward to being awarded, and I just got to give credit to my teammates. It's such an honor to them. They've done such a great job putting me in these positions to succeed. Our coaching staff does a great job week in, week out of putting our guys in positions to succeed, so it's a great honor.
And well-deserved for Brock Rutter. Deferring the credit to his team, his offensive line. Wideouts, great running backs.
He won't show his cards. You could tell he was excited inside, but he is a cool customer.
Rutter throwing on 1st down and connects just inside the 30. That's Tyler Egan, one of the tight ends, run out by Kayla Kaminski in an 18-yard pickup.
That's a really nice corner route by Tyler Egan, and then the ball is delivered perfectly in the man-to-man coverage, a little separation. That is really well executed.
Rutter, by the way, just got enough votes to outpace Jackson Erdman of St. John's, who was trying to win the Ghilardi Award for the 2nd consecutive year. Indeed, it does go to Brock Rutter. Now his team has a 1st down just inside their own 30. Handoff, Greenfield coming near side, has a blocker, well blocks, and then he lowers the shoulder at the 45, where he's pushed out by Jordan Brandt, 16-yard gain. And how about Ricky Sturba, who's just fine, thank you.
Yeah, they were worried about an ankle on him. Worry no more. They pull both guards on this sweep. You get a good block from Clark, and then you get basically a pancake from Sturba.
And he got injured late in the 3rd quarter in the semifinal game against Muhlenberg. Didn't come back, but he's in the lineup and strong tonight again. 1st down from the 45 of the Cardinals. Rutter, play fake, throws far side. Kaminski right in midfield, and right as he makes the catch, tackled by Garrett Purdy. We're going to give him forward progress to the 49.
When you see the cushion that the receivers are given on the outside, they'll run this all night if they're going to continue to play off like that. Take their 5 yards and line up again.
2nd down and 4 after a pickup of 6. Ball just inside Warhawks territory at their own 49. Drive began at the 10-yard line for NCC. Handoff. Straight ahead, Greenfield, and going to have another 1st down. We'll pick up a 3. Very close to it. He might be a little short. Where they spotted, he is just going to be a hair short.
Yeah, I think they're going to leave it 3rd down, looks like right now. But once again, the Cardinals pulled the offensive lineman and the backside tackle and guard. Shamar Clark and Will Ebert coming around the edge to get blocks. It looks like they want to gap this team. Block down and pull around.
Got a couple of tight ends out there. Egan and Alex Rose have checked in on third and less than a yard. But Greenfield hit in a rare time that he's tackled for a loss. Jordan Brand gets to him first, and that's a loss of a yard, and it's 4th down.
That is a huge play. He just works inside, gets the shoulder down, beats the cutoff block, penetrates, and makes the hit in the backfield.
And they're in a spot in the field here, Ray. Not surprised that they're going to go for it on 4th and a long yard now.
Or Rutter's going to punt it. He will punt out of this formation if he backs up a little bit. And they're looking over to get the call on the sideline to either kick this thing or throw a pass.
And nobody back to receive a punt. They have to respect.
He's going to kick it.
He does move back, and it's an end over end. It's a favorable bounce. And they're going to down it inside the 10. So indeed, Rutter does punt. And punt does go for 39 yards, so he helps flip the field.
Yeah, he's got a couple of 60-yarders under his belt, too.
About midway through this first quarter, we're going to see Wisconsin-Whitewater's offense for the second time when we come back. Well, there may be some North Central fans that aren't going to get the Christmas gifts that they were hoping for. Had to find some way to get down to South Texas from the Chicago area.
Might trade their Christmas presents for a championship down here.
Yeah. Well, we see the Wisconsin-Whitewater offense for a second time. They begin from their own 8-yard line. And how big a play, really, for Jordan Brand on the tackle for loss of Greenfield to stop the drive. Pete is going to get a block from Milo to get across the 15. Steps out of bounds there at about the 16. Where Dakota Bean stops him for an 8-yard gain, though. So this is the tackle for loss that really stopped the last drive.
And then he got fresh paint on his draws afterwards, too. They just painted this field up yesterday. Now, they told us it was dry. Apparently, that rain that came down this afternoon changed that situation.
Yeah, we did have a little rain mid-afternoon. Stopped a couple hours before kick. Temperature in the high 40s here at game time, which is kind of cool for this part of the country this time of year, but not bad football weather at all. And not much there. Cameron Martin once again.
That's
the game.
Second time they have not been able to block Cameron Martin, and he's working on Quinn Miners, who is the best Wisconsin-Whitewater offensive lineman. Something to keep an eye on. Big number 77. Works up at a fish camp in Ontario during the off-season, brings his weights up to the woods with him. And
he has some video of that on social media, which was extremely interesting to watch. I highly recommend if you can find that.
I just want to go fishing with him.
Bust up some logs with the axe.
Yeah. I'll let him do that.
3rd down and 2, and that's going to be a tackle for a loss. That's Ben Wong along with Brian Beauchamp, and a loss of a yard, 4th down.
Yeah, the two linebackers are just shooting inside gaps, and Wong got there first, and then his partner Beauchamp showed up.
Well, we know Wisconsin-Whitewater wants to run the football, pound the rock, and so far North Central has stopped that for a couple of drives.
They're pounding the rock pounders.
Punt's going to bounce. It's going to take Warhawks roll. There is a flag.
A couple of them out there.
Down at the 35-yard line.
That was a heck of a, excuse me, Mark, that was about a 20, 30-yard flag throw from our side judge. He let that thing fly.
So our officials converge. Take a look. Joe Horn is the white hat tonight. Side judge there is J.P. Garza. I think Garza is the one that let that one fly.
He did. He let it rip. And then we do have replay tonight.
Here's the call.
During the kick, holding on the receiving team, number 13. 10-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the kick. It's 1st down.
And that's going to add even more. It was a nice roll for the Warhawks.
We were talking about the official throwing the flag. Look down at the bottom of your screen, and you're going to see a yellow birdie just flying through the middle. When I looked up, I thought, is that a yellow bird? He hummed that thing.
Well, with the penalty, it's going to back North Central College back to their 25.
That was actually Troy
Troy Wolf, the head linesman.
Yeah, he's the one that's got the gun out there.
Third possession for the Cardinals. We have a touchdown and a punt their first two. And Greenfield on the carry. Stopped by Nate Tranel for a pickup of 5.
Good fill by Tranel, the strong safety. He comes down into the box a lot of times as the unblocked man. So he's got to be able to make that tackle in the hole to try to stop some of these great numbers you're seeing from this North Central offense.
Look at that, second in total offense and scoring. Only Mount Union ahead of them in the Division III ranks in those two categories. Second down, Rutter to put it in the air, hit as he throws, and it's off the fingertips of Kaminski. Ball's delivered a little high. Caleb Kaminski, maybe the brother of another mother that you mentioned, number 13, applying the heat on Rutter.
And you're going to see Rutter step up into the pocket, and I think that the pressure just at the end affected his throwing that football.
So it brings up a third down at 5.
Bring in a bunch of receivers.
A bunch 3 at the bottom, which includes Kaminski, Blake Williams, as well as Hardy. The pass is going to go to the far side, manned up over there and off the fingertips of Corey Blair. Tommy Mataska with the coverage for the Warhawks.
That was about as close as you can get to hitting on a deep shot. Just off the fingertips, a really well-thrown ball from Rutter. And I like what they did. They put the 3 receivers on one side, knew they had a one-on-one matchup on the other side, and let it fly, and I think that's got to be caught.
Trying to get it over the shoulder. Corey Blair doesn't have a lot of catches, 9 on the year, but they're for 231 yards and a touchdown, so he's been a big play guy when called upon, and they isolated him on the man matchup, and this is blocked. It is going to roll in front of the line of scrimmage, and then the Warhawks jump on it right near midfield.
Yeah, Jordan Brand jumped on it, which is fine because the ball's already been touched. The offense can touch it, or the return team can touch it with impunity.
Well, it's Rutter punting again, and the snap was a bit low, and then he had a little issue.
He might have hit his own guy. Did that hit Tyler Egan, his tight end?
It might have hit him in the backside, yes.
Yeah, that's you don't want to do that. I thought he was close to hitting Greenfield with his first punt. We need to tighten that one up, but the regular punt formation has been a series of errors, an atrocity. They had one blocked last week. They had some other issues, so they also get much more production out of Rutter when he kicks it instead of hitting his own guy with it.
It gives the Warhawks great starting field position. This is Ronnie Ponick trying to find the edge, but can't. And he's going to lose about 2. Braden Lindmark and Ben Long chase him down.
And Wisconsin-Whitewater is missing Jared Ware tonight, the running back who's a big part of this offense. Broke his foot in last week's game.
And a guy who missed all of last year with a broken foot. Unfortunate for Jared Ware. North Central already has 3 tackles for loss. Second down at 13. Myler coming near side, a diving attempt, but off the hands there of Ryan Wisniewski, who did have a step or so on Cremines.
Cremines had pretty good coverage, though. When you're talking an out-breaking route, he gets himself in a pretty good spot where it has to be a perfect throw, and it's just out of the outstretched arms of Wisniewski.
Third and 13. You see Max Myler. He'll jog towards the sideline, get the play, and then come back. Warhawks 0 for 2 on third down so far tonight. Myler fires right near the sticks.
They mark him just a half-yard short, but they'll go for it in this situation.
Derek Kumaro with the catch, his 40th of the season. And they're marking him a little bit short. It's going to be 4th down.
It's a nice job of Myler finding his guy, throwing a perfect strike to get him close to this first down. Here we go, 4th and short.
Jumbo package in that backfield for the Warhawks. On 4th and less than a yard, a handoff. Pete has the first down, and plenty more pushing the pile all the way to the 35. Needed 1, and get at 6 before he's tackled by Dakota Cremines.
And Cremines might have saved a touchdown there. He was close to busting out the other end of that. Got a really nice block from Ryan Bird, his big fullback on the play side, and cut it back behind that block.
So UW-Whitewater converts the 4th down. They have a 1st down at the 35. North Central trailing 6-0. Byler, play fake, looking, going down the sideline, too far. And incomplete, going for the tight end that time, Jared Zausch. Safety picked up the coverage.
Really nice coverage by Lindmark. I think there was really nowhere to throw the football. He had his depth. And these corners for the Cardinals are some big dudes. Lindmark is 6'3", and Jake Beasley on the other side is 6'4", and they use that height to their advantage.
Daniel Osterloh and Tyler Holte were on the near side, and then a pass off Ponick, and that's incomplete. And the Warhawks offense to start this game so far, Ravens, has not found a rhythm yet.
Yeah, a little herky-jerky here early on, and that was just a poor throw by Myler. I mean, he had a little running back screen all set up and launched it over his receiver's head. And you'll see that from Myler. He'll have a couple plays that are head scratchers, and then he'll throw dimes. You know, you just got to see what you get with him.
0 for 3 on 3rd down. They converted a 4th down earlier on this drive. Myler sets up the screen pass. Pete avoids one tackler, but is still going to be dropped well short of the 1st down marker at the 28 by Brian Beauchamp.
He had a lineman out in front of him, Elliot Klim, who was set up to make a nice block, and the turf monster got him. He just collapsed.
So it's going to be 4th and 3. They're in a spot in the field here. We're going to go for it. No surprise there for coach Kevin Bullis.
A little bit out of the field goal range. They do have a hot kicker who's made 14 of his last 16.
That's Wojtek Schnitzel.
Gonzo, they call him.
Already converted a 4th down on this drive. 4th down and 3. Myler to throw under pressure. Incomplete, and he's fortunate it wasn't picked. Osterloh, the intended receiver, where was he going with that?
I don't think Osterloh saw the ball. There were 2 defenders in front of him screening him from the quarterback. And then by the time the ball got through those 2 guys, it was already on top of Osterloh, and he didn't have a chance to get it. Didn't see it.
And Cremines number 4, one of the 2 there as well for North Central. So UW-Whitewater turns it over on downs. The Cardinals begin this drive now at their own 28. After a fast start on their first possession, the Cardinals have been slowed down the last couple. Go right to Kaminski. It's at the 36 where Matt Anderson taps him down. He picks up 8 on 1st down.
Yeah, they sent Greenfield out to the flat. That widens the underneath coverage. And then Kaminski just curls in behind it into that gap, and then it's a timing deal after that, and Rutter has really good timing.
4 catches, 36 yards to start the night for Kaminski. Handoff Greenfield. He just weeds his way through traffic so well.
He can get to the smallest little crevices in the line, and then he gets through them with explosiveness and power, and pops it out the other end.
And then he gives Sharmore Clark a little tap on the helmet. Hey, nice block, buddy. Yeah. 1st down at the 41.
They take care of the offensive line at North Central College. They put those guys up on a pedestal. Rightly so.
Rush 4. Rutter fires. He's got a man open. And guess who? Kaminski. 1st down at the 31 of the Warhawks, brought down by Nate Tranel.
That's a cross-country route from Kaminski. Came all the way from the other side of the field, so the key to that is protection. And they have plenty of time, and Rutter even buys a little more time with that little roll to the right. You can see this is just a long, developing cross-country type route. They lose track of him because it's zone, and all the eyes on that zone side he's coming into are on the quarterback. They're not looking for a guy coming across.
It's a 28-yard gain. It's the longest play from scrimmage of the day for either team. fake the jet sweep. Rutter wants to throw, going to the end zone, and he has the man wide open. That's Blake Williams. Touchdown, Cardinals. The safety, Nate Tranel, had the coverage on Williams, but he got a step or two, and for Williams, his 7th touchdown grab of the year.
He ran what we call a PCP, a post, corner, post. He's going to show up on the left side of your screen, the post, works back to the corner, comes back to the post, and he just shook Tranel, and that's an easy pitch and catch for the Gallardi winner, Brock Rutter.
Rutter, who is a roommate of Blake Williams and Andrew Kaminski, the three share their living quarters. This time the extra point is up and good. No issues for Mayer in the hold of Kamines, and it's 13-0 North Central with just 35 seconds left in this first quarter.
Take a look at this route. You're going to see at the bottom of your screen. You lose him now, but perfect protection and another nice strike.
So for Brock Rutter, that's his 55th touchdown pass of the year, Ray. He's only been picked 5 times.
Those are arena football numbers.
It's crazy.
And when this offense gets humming like it has shown here in a couple of drives tonight, it's almost unstoppable because you've got the run, right? So if you load up to try to stop Greenfield, well, wait a minute, you've got 3 really good receivers running around, and you got a quarterback who can get it to him, and you got an offensive line who can provide the time. It's a tough deal.
Just won the Gallardi Award earlier tonight. Gets the Gallardi Trophy. First player in the history of North Central College to win that award.
Jake Johnson, number 12, his understudy. He sticks close. He wants to soak up all the knowledge he can from Brock Rutter.
Well, Rutter's a senior, so this is his final game. Jake Johnson, a true freshman. You want a lot of that mojo. Hopefully, if you're Jake Johnson, to still be going on in August.
Let it rub off on it.
Ryan Wisniewski, Sam Delaney back deep to receive this short kick. It's going to be Delaney, true freshman for the Warhawks. He stops short of the 30-yard line. All right, just 28 seconds left first quarter. I think we've gotten to a point in the game here, Ray, that we've got a Wisconsin-Whitewater offense that needs to start showing some life in this football game.
They do. They've got to come up with something. Now, they have moved the ball a little bit, but they haven't been able to get close enough to make a threat to score. This is an important drive for them right here. You don't want to get too far behind this Cardinal football team. Just 44 total yards so far tonight for Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Ponick is the back, 3 receivers for Max Myler. Myler throws. The grab is made by Sam Delaney, the true freshman, his 13th catch of the year, a 7-yard gain.
I like the call on first down, quick pass to the outside. You know you're going to have a little bit off coverage. Nice throw, timing was excellent. They need to execute like that continually.
This is a team that will take the occasional deep shot, Ray, but for the most part, it is a ball control offense.
Yeah, they want it. They'll take deep shots, but then they'll run it at you, mix some play action in. But you're right, they want to just consume the clock and eat the football.
Myler again, going down the sideline, a diving catch. What a grab by Wisniewski. Inbounds, tremendous effort.
Wisniewski is probably their most versatile offensive player. They move him around. He'll play in the backfield. They put him at tight end. He plays outside at the various receiver positions. But this is a well-thrown ball, but an incredible catch. How do you do that? I mean, he just reached around Beasley and reeled it in. And that's the kind of play that might be able to spark this football team.
20-yard gain on the final play of the first quarter, and the Warhawks desperately needed that, as a couple of touchdowns from North Central College have set the tone here in this Division III championship game. The Stagg Bowl from Shenandoah, Texas. And the second quarter is up next. And the bowl season got going today, the Bahamas Bowl. Congratulations to former Wisconsin-Whitewater head coach Lance Leipold, as he led the Buffalo Bills to their first ever bowl win today, beating Charlotte.
Got him.
Myler, deep shot. Incomplete. J.T. Parrish had it for a moment. Julian Bell, number 1, the primary quarterback there on the coverage.
That's a great makeup by Julian Bell because it was wide open. Now, you heard me say he's got him. I saw it at the top, and I'm like, if Myler can get this ball out there far enough, which he did not, had he thrown it just maybe a step or two further, Parrish would have been able to bring that in. But give Bell all the credit in the world for running it down.
Bell had a big interception last week against Muhlenberg after Rutter threw a pick on the first play of the game. They got it right back thanks to Bell's interception. Looking for somewhere to go. Ronnie Ponick can't find anywhere to go and loses 2 yards.
I think Wisconsin-Whitewater would be a lot better off running straight at this defense. They're too fast. They run too well. As you see Tyler Rich getting over to that edge and making the play. But when they run sideways, this Cardinal defense is going to track them down. You got to block them and run straight at them.
See the first down numbers, the 2 touchdowns for North Central, the 5-yard touchdown run by Greenfield, and the 31-yard touchdown catch by Williams, the 2 scores. Did not connect on their first extra point, so it's a 13-0 game. Warhawks trying to convert on 3rd down for the first time today and throws a pick instead. Julian Bell gets his 2nd interception in his many weeks. He's out of bounds inside about the 45-yard line. He returns at 20 yards. Max Myler, unfortunately, at times just throws balls that leave you scratching your head.
And that was a head scratcher. That was tunnel vision. He was going to throw that corner route no matter what. It seemed like, even though Bell was sitting there right in that pocket waiting for it. And he lets it fly, and it just hits Bell right in the chest. He hardly had to move. And there were a few other red jerseys around there as well. A very ill-advised throw from Max Myler.
Now, Myler had a similar ball late in the game last week against St. John's. But they're fortunate, didn't turn into more.
Yes, they ended up leading to the game being tied, but then Myler comes back and leads the game-winning field goal drive. So you get a mixed bag with him.
There's Terrence Hill getting his first carry of the game. He's one of their leaders, even though he's a sophomore.
Check this number out. In the first quarter, Greenfield had 51 yards. And prior to this, Wisconsin-Whitewater had only given up 50 in 4 playoff games. It took a quarter to give up more than the previous 4 games against this NCC offense.
The backup running back, Terrence Hill, with the shot. Takes the handoff to Hill. Rutter throws, but his receiver fell down. It was D'Angelo Hardy. He slipped.
Tried to put his foot in the ground and turn and come back. Come back to the quarterback like we taught. The ground shifted underneath him.
Hardy's a true freshman for Lake Villa, Illinois, Lakes High School. True freshman they really like a lot. Mitchell got banged up early in the game last week in the semifinal matchup against Muhlenberg.
They told us he's fit in from day one. Came in with a humble, wanting to learn type of attitude, and it's really paid off well for him.
Wisconsin-Whitewater hasn't converted on 3rd down, but neither actually has North Central. 0 for 2. Rutter looking around. He's dodging, weaving, and look at that run inside the 30. Bobbing, weaving, whatever you want to call it. It's a great run through traffic of 13 yards.
Yeah, he made a really nice move, and I was getting into it afterwards, but he breaks the first tackle attempt from Justice Hansen and then totally makes Tranel whiff, and then he started doing what you were talking about. I'm not sure what you were talking about.
I couldn't get it out.
I'm telling you, I knew what you were saying.
But it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Because he's not a guy who's going to run a whole lot.
Very unexpected.
Well, 1st down at the 29 for the Cardinals. Handoff. This time he's going to let Hill run it. He bounces to the outside, lowers the shoulder, and is pulled down at the 21 by Nate Tranel. 36.
Vision from Hill, because that was supposed to go on the other side of the center where they had the fullback, tight end fullback leading up into the hole. But his vision allowed him to see the defense collapse and bust it outside for a nice 6-7 yard gain. This is where they like to do a little RPO slant action. Saw it in the first touchdown drive.
Handed off to Hill this time. He goes straight ahead. He's right near the sticks. Up by Nate Tranel, gain of 4. It's going to be a first down.
I got to give this offensive line for North Central a lot of credit here early on. You know, we talk about all these other guys on the edge, skill guys, the pretty boys that are making plays. They're getting it done up front right now.
So Hill come off the field. Pants on the back. See the rushing yards heavily favoring North Central. So a team that says they like to pound a lot. It's a team that's having issues running the football right now. Rutter flushed out. Rolling right, pumps, throws, caught inside the 5, and at the 2 was Blake Williams. Ritter reached out for that one about knee high, but came up with it. 16-yard gain, and it'll be first and goal.
The presence of Brock Rutter is nothing short of outstanding. He knows where to get away, where he can buy more time. He keeps his eyes downfield, his shoulders square, so he can let it go when he needs to, and then he executes.
11th first down of the game for North Central College. They have a first and goal. Kept by Rutter.
Should have thrown it.
Yeah, he had a man wide open, and Williams in the end zone. Ran with the tackle.
That's what he's saying. He said, I should have thrown it. You can see he knew right away.
Jordan Brand, number 24 on the stop.
Brand, who's a big player on that defensive line, especially since they lost to the Monmouth game. McKenzie Pelaganai with an ACL injury, one of the fine defensive linemen.
Pelaganai was the West Region Defensive Player of the Year. They lost him in that first round with an ACL injury.
He's trying to power it straight ahead.
Number 8, Easy Greenfield on the carry.
This is an important deal for Whitewater here. If they can keep it to just a field goal, that would be huge in their favor. But to go down 3 scores.
Jordan Brand, number 24 on the tackle.
Kevin Bullis in his 5th season as the Warhawks head coach. He replaced the legend, Lance Leipold. Has 6 national titles, the last coming in 2014. Of course, Kevin Bullis was on the staff. Coach Leipold, and timeout.
Timeout, North Central. Their first time out of the half.
Cardinals. So a big 3rd goal coming up with the timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. Here in Shenandoah, Texas, the Division III championship game, 2019 Stagg Bowl. 2 teams with only 1 loss on the season playing for the Division III National Championship. Still early in this 2nd quarter, but a big play here for the Wisconsin-Whitewater defense. North Central has a 3rd and goal from the 1. Rutter keeping it and strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. 3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Brock Rutter.
Really nice call by Brad Spencer, the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. He knew he had a +1 situation. Let the quarterback run, get everybody rolling down there. The guys in the secondary are playing man-to-man, and a perfect read by Brock Rutter.
The man from Norway, Magnus Baer, the extra point up and through.
Number 41, Magnus.
It's 20-0 Cardinals. Still 10-12 to play in this first half from Shenandoah, Texas. Well, the 2019 Gallardi Trophy winner, Brock Rutter, who was awarded that not long before the game time tonight, has his team off to a big start, 20-0. Still one time to play in this first half. Wisconsin-Whitewater, one of the dominant teams in Division III. They have got to get something going offensively.
Yeah, well, I have seen North Central do this to other defenses that had been dominant. Muhlenberg last week had only allowed 8 points throughout the playoffs, and they got 41 hung on them from this outfit.
Yeah, that was quite a first half for North Central College last week on the road in Allentown, Pennsylvania against Muhlenberg. And right now, you got Kevin Bullis, head coach of the Warhawks. They got to get something going offensively.
The quarterback, Myler, is just 4 of 11 for 45 yards with an interception. Now, they do have Zach Olds, who started pretty much every game during the regular season on the bench, and he's probably healthy now. I think they're giving him a shot at some point.
Push kick. That's a live football, and it's grabbed by the Warhawks and down the sideline and out of bounds at the 45 is Sam Delaney. Wow, that looked by design, and that almost worked for North Central.
It did. In fact, North Central had the first shot at it right there, almost able to pull it in, and it ends up tipping right into the hands of Sam Delaney. And you need some breaks like that, especially when you're down 20 to nothing.
It's going to look like Kenneth Cole by a lineman.
That could have been catastrophic.
There's the numbers you mentioned for Max Myler. Great start. Good pass. Feed. He's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he'll even lose a yard thanks to Ben Long.
North Central was waiting for that play. They rolled the safety down right into the face of it. Both linebackers shot over there. They've done a nice job scouting this offense because they were all over that one.
Myler spins back around, looking right, throws on the move and hits his target at the 46-yard line of North Central. That's Tyler Holte, 15-yard gain.
You can't do any better than that. I mean, that's good Myler right there. And they need more of that.
First down from the 46 of the Cardinals. Myler pump fakes, throws again, and a diving catch by Holte. That is a completion at the 42.
Tried to fool Brandon Lindmark with that pump fake. He didn't buy in, so he had to throw it where he faked it.
Picked up 4 back-to-back catches by Tyler Holte, a sophomore receiver out of Elgin, Illinois. Goes right back to Holte. That's a third. Tried to break a tackle, slipped it enough to fall forward for just a gain of a yard. Braden Lindmark had it by the ankles. Should be third down and 5.
Nice tackle by Lindmark. His brother Owen is a freshman with Wisconsin hockey, and he plays some shifts. Athletic family.
0 for 5 on third down. Myler looking to run and does so and has the first down, and he's not sliding down. He's pulled down at the 25 by Zach Butler. This is what we saw a lot from the Warhawks last week.
Right, just making plays happen. There's nowhere to go with this football. Myler recognizes it, and then he turns it loose in the open field.
Warhawks with a little tempo, right back to the line. Quick snap, throw across the middle, but a little out of reach. Ryan Wisniewski.
And the pressure affected Myler's body position. He had to lean away from the oncoming rusher to make that throw, and it ended up making the ball slide a little bit away.
Taha Ion, number 10. Defensive lineman was putting the heat on him.
Ion's key to this pass rush for this team, leading them with 7 sacks.
Lead them in tackles for loss also in the season. From Wheaton, Illinois. Taha Ion. The timeout is going to be taken by the Warhawks. 8:24 still to play, second quarter. Wisconsin-Whitewater trying to find some points here. Get their offense rolling.
Welcome back to the 2019 Stagg Bowl. North Central leading 20-0. Now we are here in Shenandoah, Texas, and you might think that sounds familiar because it was also the hometown of David Vetter, a young boy who was diagnosed with severe combined immunodeficiency. He was known as the Bubble Boy. He had to live in a plastic bubble to avoid the outside diseases. Unfortunately, he only lived to be 12 years old, but it also inspired a 1976 made-for-TV movie starring John Travolta. Now, this is certainly an inspiring story because of David's life. The therapy really helped find a cure. Now young kids are able to receive experimental therapy, and 14 out of 16 children receiving it have survived.
Taylor, the road right outside the stadium here is named after the late David Vetter. That's Jared Sausch, the intended receiver. Mark with the coverage. It's going to be third down and 10.
Max Myler has been better on this drive now. 3 of 6 for 18 yards throwing the ball, and then he's running for 17. All 35 yards of this drive go on Myler's account. He's going to need 10 more right here, though.
And third down and 10, line to gain right near the 15. Kumaro at the top of the screen. 3 receivers near the bottom. Wisniewski in the slot. And under pressure, Myler escapes. There is a flag down, and then Myler is brought down by Dan Gilroy for a loss of a yard.
And you had Sager and Key, both linemen were laying on top of Ziegler, the big defensive nose guard. I don't know if that's where the penalty was, but he threw it at that pile.
Offense, number 65. Penalty decline, 4th down.
They called it on Doug Kosh. Right here, that's where they called the hold.
Kind of turned the...
I didn't see a lot there.
I was just going to say the same thing.
All you need to see is that arm draped over him from behind, and if you don't see anything else, you see that, you got to reach for it.
Wojtek who's long this year, is 42 yards. This is 43-yard attempt. Does it have the distance? No. Well, it would have been a career high for him. He hit a 42-yarder at Mary Hardin Baylor. So just trying to find some points for Kevin Bullis and his team, and come up a little short that time.
Big disappointment there. I mean, you gotta get on that scoreboard at some point or another, and that was their best opportunity thus far. Now the defense has to rise up, because if you give up another one, that's not. I mean, there's a lot of football left to be played, but it's hard to come back from a 4-score deficit in the ball game.
Ethan Greenfield.
Keep them feet going, doesn't it?
It's incredible. I mean, that's a 4-yard gain. First contact was basically right at the line of scrimmage.
He takes such quick steps, little choppy steps, and then when he gets the seam, that's when he strides out and hits the gas pedal. He's really effective in between them tackles and busting outside. He can do it all.
Just a sophomore.
You can see why he ran for over 2,000 yards already this year.
Rutter, same pressure, throws it, has his man wide open up near midfield. Guess who out of the backfield? Ethan Greenfield.
And ran a wheel route, and he wasn't shy about it. Right from the snap, he took off on a full sprint around that left side, and a perfect throw again from Brock Rutter.
18-yard gain, Greenfield's first catch of the night. That's his 30th catch of the season, so he's a frequent target out of the backfield.
And they ran that play right into the teeth of a corner blitz, so the safety had a long way to go, and he had an inside receiver to deal with too. That's why Greenfield was so open.
Central with a first down near midfield. Rutter time to throw, lets it go to the near sideline. Kaminski catches and steps out of bounds at the 41 for an 11-yard gain and another first down for the Cardinals.
Mark McGrath, the safety, had the coverage, but the problem is he's way back and then has to break outside, and you know the receiver already has a head start, and then Kaminski's so fast out of his break, he increases the separation, and then you have the perfect pass.
Hardy and Kaminski up top. Blake Williams, the receiver, at the bottom of the screen. Kaminski, 6 catches now for 75 yards. Who had the first half of anybody's lifetime in the first half at Muhlenberg last weekend.
4 touchdown
grabs. Greenfield weaves his way for another 8 yards before he's met by Tranel and Terrell Williams.
And that time, all those yards he got were blocked. And they created a nice hole on the right side of that line for him to shoot through.
Well, a big reason for the offensive success last week for North Central was the play of the offensive line. They were dominating last week, Ray.
Yeah, and they have a true freshman center in Jared Thornton, who I think has really played extremely well throughout these playoffs. And the coaches agreed with me when he brought it to their attention.
Hand off, Greenfield, spun around, and backpedaling still keeps the feet moving.
It's the strength, the lower body strength that he has, because he carried Terrell Williams along with about 5 other guys that jumped on the pile. And when he gets both feet on the ground and gets a base when he gets into that muddle huddle thing, and he can push the scrum pile.
Greenfield comes out with 70 rushing yards so far tonight. Terrence Hill back in for the second time. Central right on the edge of 100 rushing yards. Hill trying to bounce off the pile, and he's going to be pulled down by Merritt Stott, who is definitely their big run stopper.
Yeah, you run into Stott, and it's about over.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
The stopper.
Yeah.
Metamora, Illinois. Metamora Township High School. He's a senior. And lost a couple. 2nd and 12. 4.5 minutes still to play. First half. Shenandoah, Texas. In motion. The tight end Egan to the near side of the formation. Now
ride these defensive linemen on. They're thinking pass all the way here.
Bring 4. Picked up. Rutter towards the end zone over the head of Kaminski. Was very well covered that time by the secondary, including Martin Graham.
And I think Rutter saw the safety coming over the top. I think it was a corner, Tommy Mataska, who had a bead on that ball. I think Rutter saw him and just threw it over the heads of everybody.
It's good decisions like that leads you to only have 5 interceptions all year.
Yeah.
And some of those interceptions were on deflections.
Couple of tips, right?
Yep.
Including the one last week.
8th play of this drive for the Cardinals, who are now 2 for 4 on 3rd down. And the timeout called by North Central College. There's a timeout with 4:20 to go. The Cardinals have been dominating offensively. They're trying to add to a 20-0 lead here in Shenandoah, Texas.
Even I didn't think that was going to happen.
Sid McElvain is alive and well and doing well in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Good for him. There's a pass by Rutter to the end zone for Rommel. Very well defended by Tommy Mataska, right in the grill of Rommel to break that off.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Well-thrown football, but this time defense prevailed, as you're right. Mataska ran the route and then jumped and had a chance to make a play on the football as well.
Might have gotten there just a hair early, but that's good coverage. I know you're a defender, and you are not going to side with me on that.
I think when you watch something in slow motion, you get deceived a little bit.
You do get deceived. I'm not saying that's not the case. But a good play by Mataska.
For sure.
And it's 4th down and 12.
Hey, back up,
29.
back up.
Keep Rutter in there. And he's gonna punt it. He's gonna throw it. It's caught at the 17, but it's.
I think he got it.
Do you think he got it? That's Kaminski.
If it's Kaminski, he got it,
yeah.
because he won't run around 16 yards on 4th and 17. He just won't do it.
Well, it was 4th and 12 in a game 13.
Okay. Same thing. You get the point. He's going to go one more than he needs.
It was fun to chat with him yesterday.
I kidded him. You need a shave, man. Did your roommate Brock Rutter steal your razor? And they laughed. It's a playoff beard, so I got to tip the cap for that.
Kaminski told us he really liked watching Terry Holt and Isaac Bruce, the greatest show on dirt with the turf. They'd sing those Rams.
Dirt, turf, it's all the same. That was the greatest show rolling at the time.
Greenfield spun down by Tranel. You know, we asked Brock Rutter, we talked about him. Yeah, you grew up in Chicago. You're a Naperville, Illinois guy. Who'd you like? He said, you're not going to believe this, but I'm a Packer fan. I loved watching Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Those are his guys.
And he took a little ribbing from the people in the room over that one, but he didn't have a choice. His dad was a Packers fan. You know how that works.
Yes. Rutter to the end zone. The tight end Egan. Is he stopped? Just short. I thought he was in too. He's acting like he thought he was in.
I sure thought he was. I think he was myself. He got stunned initially. Again, another great job of Rutter finding the guy. Boom, right there, perfect shot. The hit came, and he got in the end zone. Yeah, I can't understand why that, but we do have replay today.
Yeah, they showed the replay on the big board here, and the Cardinal fans all reacted in the sideline, and I think they want to.
And I could see they thought maybe the knee goes down right there, but it's not down. And the hand's down, and now he's in. I think they're going to look at that.
If there was a little bit of a muddle there.
Player short of the line goal line.
But
Previous play is under review.
it looked, Ray, like you could still see the knees of Egan, and they weren't on the ground in the other part of the body. And that
You can
there's
put
enough
the
to
hand
overturn
down,
this.
which is, and we'll see if Bob Hubble, the replay official and the communicator, easy for me to say, Bob Taylor, can get this together. We met with the two Bobs prior to the game. Good guys. So watch his knees.
You got
That knee stays off the ground right there, and does not go down
There
until
he's down, but he's across the line.
He's in. You can see the ball is over. I think this is going to be a touchdown.
Can't totally see it from that angle because you kind of get screened, but I think
Knee
if you put the two
down,
different
ball's
looks
right there, and then if you piece it together from the other look, here's
from this
the other
side, yes. McGrath, 29, kind of
see
blocked
the
it.
knee right
Still,
down in
it's
there.
still up. Now it's down.
Hands down. That's so close.
You know what? That time it looked a lot closer.
Under review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah.
The player's elbow was down. He was short of the goal line. The ball will be on the 1.5 yard line. First down.
That's why I'm in this booth and those officials are up in the replay booth. That's a good call.
We were looking at the knees, and then they mentioned the elbow was down. And it was that last look that we saw at the last moment. They're like, oh, you know what? I don't think there's enough to overturn that.
Tyler Egan almost
had his third touchdown catch of the year.
Yep.
But it is 1st and goal. And the 12th play of the drive coming up here for North Central, looking to take a 4-score lead. Move the tight ends, Egan and Rose, to the left side of the formation. Give to Greenfield, who got tripped up but stayed on his feet. And then he's met by a host.
Number 8, Ethan Greenfield on the carry.
Including Vince Clem, who initially kind of tripped him up, and it's a loss of a yard.
And then Mark McGrath showed up to finish things off. That's good defense
McGrath,
down here
number
on the
29
goal
on the
line.
tackle.
They forced it to go outside. The middle was all bottled up, and then they kept contained on the edge. And then the boys showed up.
And goal from the 2.
And that backs it up to the 2-yard line. And it's 2nd and goal.
Trying to spread them out. See if they can find some running room on the inside.
Slip under the 2-minute mark. We're in the 2nd quarter. Greenfield again bounces off the pile and is in the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals. He took a right at the line of scrimmage, and he just bounced off that around the left side and into the end zone.
He absorbed the energy and then used it to propel himself into the end zone. Right there, bam, he just met in the hole. Hard to see who that was. Oh, now we get a good look at it. Or not.
Well, 13-play, 74-yard drive that ate up almost 6 minutes exactly. And the extra point makes it 27-0 North Central, who have made a huge statement in the first half, very similar to the statement they made in the first half at Muhlenberg in the semifinals last weekend.
Yeah, this offensive attack is relentless, especially when they have it humming, and they are in a rhythm right now. I mean, I don't, the only bad pass or errant pass I saw from Brock Rutter, I think, was intentional. He's been throwing dimes all over the place. The offensive lines creating time for him to make plays and creating seams for the running backs to get yards as well. And this offense is in high gear.
Got to do a better job at the goal line. We're celebrating.
49 to play in the first half.
This guy
It's been
just
just
broke
about all
2 freaking
Cardinals
tackles and got in.
looking for their first ever Stagg Bowl and Division III championship. The Warhawks in the Stagg Bowl for a 10th time. I mean, they talk about the blue bloods in other sports, but really it's the purple bloods in Division III. Mount Union Purple Raiders and the UW-Whitewater Warhawks, who purple is one of their primary colors, dominate the titles.
Purple powers. And those 10 appearances in the title game have come in the last 15 years for Wisconsin-Whitewater. That's dynastic.
Looking at the 12 by Sam Delaney. As they make it to the 25. Extra pushing and shoving, but they make sure it doesn't extend into any more.
Last week, Wisconsin-Whitewater had a really nice drive, 2-minute drill. At the end of the half, they were trailing by 6. They scored a touchdown, got the extra point, and took a 1-point lead into the halftime at the last 2-minute drive of the game, so for the half. See if they can reproduce that here.
Pass goes to the far side. Get out of bounds. They're out at about the 33-yard line. Clock rolling, and Whitewater does have 2 timeouts. Hawks would love to take something positive into the locker room at the half. Dump it off to the outlet. Pete out of the backfield. We'll pick up a 4.
Move the chains, keep things rolling. Also give them a little time to put together a play call. All the way to the sideline to get this one.
Well, Ray, I'm gonna stir the pot here. Max Myler wasn't the starter a lot of the season. It was Zach Olis at halftime if you're the Warhawks. Do you talk about making a change at quarterback?
I think it's already been discussed. But we'll see how this drive turns out. I think that'll be a big factor in that decision.
Myler running. He's collared down. Zach Butler.
The Butler did it right there.
That's a gain of 7.
Butler didn't start initially. Sam Taviani was that starting nickel linebacker, if you will. And boy, Butler's come in and really played extremely good football.
Butler was a guy who was a quarterback in high school.
Butler with 5 tackles already in this ballgame.
Reed stops Holte there. Another first down. Let's keep moving it down the field up to midfield now, or close to it, with 46 seconds left in the half.
We'll have to take a shot further down the field at some point.
Myler spins, looking right, and just going to throw it away.
Great coverage on the back end by Julian Bell. They were trying to go deep along that sideline, and he had it locked down to the point where Myler didn't even want to throw a 50-50 ball. He just tossed it out of bounds. Bell with an earlier interception, made a couple nice plays.
An interception last week in Muhlenberg. 3rd play of the game from scrimmage.
He righted it wrong.
He did, after Rutter got picked on the first play of the game. Almost rush 3. Stepping up, Myler looks like he wants to run again and will. Tuck it around and step. A little bit of a hit out of bounds, but no flag at the 42-yard line. Jake Beasley.
Just a friendly little Beasley bump.
How you doing? How's your first half going?
Yeah.
Jake Beasley.
That wouldn't have been friendly if he'd asked that.
He's a guy converted from wide receiver to quarterback.
For Means, too, their safety is a former wide receiver. They got 2 former receivers in the secondary, and that only helps. I mean, you know what the enemy's doing. And so then you become, you run some routes for them. You get extra sense on how to play back there.
So 3rd and 2. Trying to get a first down on a run here. Ponick, Lonnie Ponick able to get that. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. Tackle from Means. First down for the 38.
Maybe spike this one, or are they going to run a play?
Well, they'll talk about it with just 18 seconds left. Season 5 for Kevin Bullis as the Warhawks head coach. In year 1, lost in the semifinals. And last year also defeated in the semis, and here they are in the Stagg Bowl for the first time since 2014 when they won it all the last time. Myler will step up and run with it again. Engel use a stiff arm and get out of bounds for the 3rd and 2.
He's getting flushed out with just a 3-man rush. And that tells you something about the ability of this Cardinal defense. They play offensive defense coming around the edges, coming after you.
No question, Ray, this is a team, when you go to Mount Union and win in the second round and take Mount Union out of the playoffs much earlier than they have in several decades, that's a big confidence builder.
And they trailed by 10 a couple of times in the second half. They were facing a 3rd and 28, and they converted it and got a touchdown very soon after that and took the momentum.
Myler, chase, and just throws it away. I don't know if he was out of the tackle box or if he got to the line of scrimmage, quite frankly. Cameron Martin.
About a yard short. I think he was out of the box. You see a little stunt coming up here where they worked the nose guard around the edge. Cameron Martin, and he's the one who got there. And that's, again, 3 against 5, and the 3 are winning.
Well,
they did end up throwing the flag.
They did drop the flag.
That's the right call.
Definitely was intentional grounding.
The ball did not make it back to the line of scrimmage. I couldn't tell from this angle whether or not he was out of the tackle box.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Number 7 was still in the pocket. Threw the ball away. Did not cross the line of scrimmage. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. That foul also carries loss of down.
There's only 5 seconds left in the first half now. I guess with 5 seconds and a 4th down, you got, why not just throw it one time to the end zone and see what happens?
Yeah, it's Hail Mary time. Let's see how far Myler can throw a football, and NCC is prepared for that. They've got 3 guys back at their own 10-yard line in preparation for this play.
That foul creates a 10-second runoff situation. Whitewater.
Well, they can use a timeout here.
They can use a timeout.
Yeah. To avoid.
Yeah, it's not over because
the 10-second runoff.
They do have a couple timeouts left. So
North Central players started coming off the field. As long as they have a timeout, they can buy their way, so to speak, out of that runoff. A 10-second runoff. Okay, well, UW-Whitewater takes a timeout. Let's take you back. Wisconsin-Whitewater against Mount Union 2014, December 19th. Last time Warhawks made a D3 championship appearance. Until tonight, they won the title late in the 3rd quarter. Mount Union scored to go up on the Warhawks, but a TD and a field goal put the game out of reach. And Wisconsin-Whitewater won it 43-34. That was the last game for Lance Leipold as the head coach. They then elevated Kevin Bullis.
And Leipold invited Bullis to join him at Buffalo, but Bullis said he wanted to stay here with this program and continue to build. He said he didn't want to maintain what Leipold had done. He said, you got to keep building. As soon as you stop building, you're going backwards. And he's done a great job of that in his 5-year tenure up there in Wisconsin-Whitewater.
But no question for Kevin Bullis, this was his chance tonight. It still is. He's got a big hole at the half here, it looks like, to try to win a championship as the head coach.
Thank you.
Added a few seconds.
Huh?
I don't know if it's enough to throw it to the edge. And they got to go too far to get into field goal position. So maybe get a little closer with a quick out and then take your shot in the end zone.
I'm thinking maybe that's a possibility. Let's see how they play it. But now Myler being pursued, and he's just going to throw it away. And the clock will run out.
That's Tommy Highland bringing the heat.
About the only thing that went wrong for North Central in that first half, they weren't able to connect on the extra point after their first touchdown. But it's 27-0.
Game on it.
Cardinals. We're looking for their first ever Division III national championship.
Dominating first half performance.
Taylor's down on the field with head coach Jeff Thorne.
Thanks, guys. Coach, quite a statement half so far. How would you assess the offensive execution?
Very pleased with the way our offense is playing. You know, our offensive line's open up running holes. We're running the football. And Ethan Greenfield and Terrence Hill running hard, breaking tackles. So pretty excited with where we're at right now, but we got 30 minutes left. I know they're going to come back swinging. They're not going to give up, and we got to kick to them. So we're not even close yet.
You told us you would have to stop the run. You have held them scoreless in the first half. How do you continue defensive success?
Well, Coach Durking's doing a phenomenal job right now. You know, we've done a great job of bottling up their run game, and with the score the way it is, it could change the way they have to play. I'm expecting them to come out and try to reestablish their run game, and we're going to have to be stout again in the second half.
One more half to determine a national champion. What's your message to the team at halftime?
Finish. Finish.
Thank you, Coach. Guys?
Taylor, thanks. Coach Thorne, as he alluded to it, Wisconsin-Whitewater will get the ball to start the second half, Ray. But what a half for North Central. Coach Thorne's got a lot to be happy about right now.
He does. They did it all in that first half. But, like he said, there's 30 more minutes to play, baby.
Halftime in Texas, 27-0. Cardinals lead the Warhawks. North Central College in Naperville, Illinois. They have an illustrious athletic history with 38 national championships, but none of those championships have come in football. They are 30 minutes away from possibly winning their first as they lead at 27-0. We're about ready to start the second half here in the Houston area from Shenandoah, Texas. Kevin Bullis, Wisconsin-Whitewater. Team with a great history and 6 national titles in football of their own in a big hole to try to dig out of.
Yeah, I wonder what he tried to conjure up there at halftime. Will we see a new quarterback? What are they going to do to get this offense going?
Short kick taken at the 19 by Ryan Wisniewski. And quickly tackled at the 25. You ask Ray, let's find out. Send it down to Taylor below. What was on the head coach's mind, Kevin Bullis? What can the Warhawks do?
Well, guys, as you can imagine, he was a little bit disappointed coming out of halftime, but I asked him about both sides of the ball. He said, defensively, we have got to stop giving up plays and missing tackles. He was really disappointed with the way his defensive guys are losing grip. His message to them was to get back to the basics. For the offense, he said, we've got to find a way to run the football. Everything we do goes through the run game. And for his quarterback, Max Myler, his message was calm down. To flip this script, he said they've got to get back to playing their brand of football.
Here's a run by Pete. A big run to start the second half, all the way inside the Cardinals 30. He asks, he receives at least for one play there, Ray Bentley, on a 51-yard run.
The biggest play in the game for sure. It's just a little counter and then a broken tackle right there. Mochamp only got an arm out. And then the acceleration of Pete past that second level is what turned this into a huge game.
Officially a 47-yard run for Alex Pete. First down at the 27 of the Cardinals. Quick strike out to the flat far side and then upended by Julian Bell as J.T. Parrish.
Parrish took a shot. This slow getting up there. He's going to check out. But again, a nice throw. You've got the corner way backed off, hitch it up in front of them, take your 6-7 yards, and play second down. Landed awkwardly.
Ethan Key, the center for the Warhawks, slow getting up.
He's upset with it, no doubt. Love to see one of his guys, though, Kyle Gannon, right in there with him, talking to him, trying to get him calmed down.
At least for a few plays here to start the second half. The Warhawks offense trying to come to life, but right now Kevin Bullis concerned about his starting center. Does get up, but as you can see, he's got a hitch in his giddy up there getting off the field.
That'll bring Brandon Osprey in as the backup center.
So Key coming off the field. 6 possessions in the first half for the Warhawks, and that was a rough first half for them. And a missed field goal of 43 yards.
Hadn't really had an explosive play until that Pete run.
Second down at 4. 21 at North Central College. Fighting up the middle goes Pete. He's inside 15. 6-yard gain. Braden Littmark the tackle. Quickly to the line, go to Warhawks, trying to get a little tempo down here.
Mix it in. Keep defense off guard any way you can.
First down run for Pete once again. He's barely straightforward. He gets 5 yards. Well, if the message from head coach Kevin Bullis was, we got to do what we do best, and that's run the football. They're doing that so far here.
They are. with a little bit more sense of purpose here in this opening drive of the second half. And they're, you know, this is a championship program, and that's how they'll respond. The question is, can they sustain it? Because their opponents are also pretty good.
Right back to Pete, but looking for the run that time, a loss of a yard. Dan Gilroy, defensive end, the first to get to him.
Gilroy said he'd seen enough of that inside run. He took an inside slant from his defensive end position, beat the tackle across the face, and he was in that backfield.
3rd and 7. If they don't get a first down here, do you have to go for a touchdown or any kind of points like a field goal, something they got to have?
I want to see what the down and distance is. Well, I know what the down will be, but I think you need points for sure.
Myler stepping up and then gets tripped up and tackled.
Gilroy again. And I don't know where he came from. He was slithering along the ground somewhere, and he ends up making the play. It looked to me like Mailer might break it. There he is running off the edge. Gets rid of the man, good hands, and then a great reach and extension to just get Myler as he was trying to escape the pocket.
Wojtek Gasnita trying to get him on the board. A 33-yard attempt off the right hash. Ball down, kick is away. It's got the distance this time. It is wide left, no good. And once again, the Warhawks kept off the board. They had a good drive, but no points to show for it. 27-0, North Central College leading Wisconsin-Whitewater. Still early in this third quarter, so a lot of football to play, but Warhawks had a nice drive but come up short, missing a 33-yard field goal and still looking for their first points. And now the Ghilardi Trophy winner, Brock Rutter, out for his first action in the second half.
He can play like he did in the first half. This thing's over.
Hand off, Greenfield spinning around all the way up to the 6. You can't take your eyes off the guy.
No, you know what? He would have been a great tap dancer with how quick his feet are. As you see the first half drive chart for North Central, and that's a pretty good drive chart.
4 touchdowns in their 6 possessions. If you're just joining us, Brock Rutter, about a half hour prior to kickoff, announced as the Ghilardi Trophy winner, first in the history of North Central to be the recipient of that prestigious award. D'Angelo Hardy, the intended receiver, covered by Garrett Purdy. Taylor's got more down below.
You know, guys, I spent some time speaking with Brock Rutter this past week, and I asked him what has helped his game evolve the most during his time at North Central, and he said what has helped is the film study. He said, I prepare like it's my job, and the coaching staff has really allowed him to have a lot of input in the game plan. He said they really trust him and give him a lot of confidence that their game plan will work around his skill sets. We can see that here tonight.
And that's good coaching right there when you get your player involved in that type of thing. If he can handle it, and obviously Rutter can. He just handled a nice throw there to Greenfield.
Right out of the backfield, Greenfield first down before he's getting tackled at the 44-yard line. Well, Brock Rutter, we mentioned he's a hometown guy, Naperville, Illinois. Take a look at this pass to Greenfield out of the backfield.
He just shook the linebacker, Matt Anderson, gave him the outside eyes, and Anderson said, I'm going to jump that outside route, baby. And then he got cut across the face. Really nice route.
Picked up 18 yards. Rutter began his collegiate career at Indiana State. He redshirted, did not play for the Sycamores. He's been a 4-year starter at quarterback since joining North Central College. Came back home to Naperville. This time Greenfield only going to get about a yard. Yard there by Matt Anderson.
Kaminski along with him, the 2 linebackers stepping up to make a play.
It's a proud program, Wisconsin-Whitewater, Ray. Lots of titles. They have 6, second most in Division III to Mount Union's 13. And a Stagg Bowl for an 11th time.
impressive football team.
Motion 4, handoff Greenfield. Still looking at the 48, they push back. Further progress will get him 3 yards. Kayla Kaminski again, along with Jermaine Copeland.
This is similar to what North Central did last week when they had a substantial lead at halftime. Took the ball in the third quarter and tried to grind the clock out. And that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I can't dispute that strategy at all.
No. As long as you keep moving the ball down the field, you don't want to pull it back too far. But I don't think Rutter will do that.
They clock down at 5. He's got it off in time. Fires a strike once again at the 40-yard line. And that catch for Andrew Kaminski. Tackled by Tranel again. He's had a lot of tackles tonight. That's 16-yard gain.
And this is a nice combination route. You got the short guy underneath, and Williams, he draws the underneath coverage. That opens up the curl, and a nice shot right into the chest between the ones on Kaminski.
Gained 16. Tranel, by the way, picked up his 9th tackle tonight. We have 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Going down the sideline, out of reach, incomplete. It was Blake Williams, the closest to coming up with that, but he had the wheel right here talking about Greenfield out of the backfield.
And I think Williams ran the wrong route. He's got to run inside more and bring that corner with him, because Tommy Matoska was in the area where he could cover both guys. So I think he had a wrong route run by Blake Williams.
Previous catch, by the way, for Kaminski. He's over 100 yards. You know, this guy basically owns every receiving record for North Central College career-wise. He's a junior. That's what I'm getting at. He's got another year to play.
He's going to get a look if he continues with what he's doing. He'll end up in the training camp.
Just a yard gain there. Brandon Hanson.
Kaminski's numbers are just off the charts. He's got 134 grabs this year. He's got 30 touchdowns. It's just amazing.
And he's not far from 2,000 receiving yards in the season. Came in at 1882. He's over 100 tonight.
Don't make me do the math.
No, well, he's close. He's really close. I'll leave it at that.
All right. I can dig that.
But it's a 3rd down and 9. Kaminski in the slot near side, and the play clock was winding down. And
take too long.
Did they get the timeout or delay a game?
Delay.
There's your answer.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
And they're trying to milk every last second out of that play clock. The milk ran dry on that one.
Jeff Thorne, in his 5th season as head coach of the Cardinals, took over for his dad, John.
That's a great story, too.
His dad, John, was a head coach for 13 seasons. Dad, John, is here tonight, as is his mom, Kathy.
And when we spoke to Coach Thorne, he said his dad deserves to hold that championship trophy more than he does. That was telling in a couple respects. In the first respect, he intended on holding the trophy. And in the second respect, the respect and love that he has for his dad.
First time out of the half.
Play clock was about to run out again. It got down to 2, and this time Cardinals do get the timeout called, so a step aside with a 3rd and 14 upcoming. Well, we mentioned John Thorne, who's the all-time winningest head coach at North Central College. His son Jeff, now the head coach here, 3-time CCIW Coach of the Year, that being the Collegiate Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. There's father and son. And dad, John Thorne, there with wife Kathy, who's been battling multiple myeloma.
Fortunately and thankfully, she's in remission right now. And one of the reasons John Thorne retired was to spend more time with his wife. And Jeff Thorne talking about the football wife and how special a breed that is, and the things that they go through and sacrifice, and it was time for them to spend time together, and that's why John left and turned it over to his son Jeff.
Jeff, who played quarterback for his dad at Wheaton Central High School, which is now Wheaton Warrenville South High School. He played quarterback at Eastern Illinois, and there goes Greenfield down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown.
Number 8.
38-yard gallop for Ethan Greenfield. Third touchdown of the night.
Give a big assist to Shamar Clark. Watch this little trap that's going to happen right here, where he's going to come across, kick out the defender just enough. He got on Nico Lemke to open it up, and then once Greenfield gets into the green space, into the green field, he owns it.
Here's the extra point, and it is 30
Number 41.
to nothing. Central. 29 rushing touchdowns now on the year for Greenfield, who has 3 here tonight in the title game. 3 touchdown runs tonight so far for Ethan Greenfield. North Central leading the Stagg Bowl 34-0 with 7:30 to play third quarter. Greenfield's got 3 touchdown runs. He's been all over the field.
He really has. Now, they've been blocking for him, as you see it right there, but Sturban knocking folks over. But even when the yards aren't blocked, Greenfield's still getting them. He's making people miss. He's accelerating. He's got the great vision to make the cuts like he did right there. This kid is a special ball player, and he's got it rolling tonight.
He has 21 carries so far tonight, which is the exact amount of carries as the Warhawks team. And Greenfield right now out-rushing the Warhawks, the team that likes to pound the rock. It's getting kind of pounded here by Ethan Greenfield. We're midway through the third quarter. North Central College commanding 34-0 lead.
Just a dominating performance, really, on both sides of the ball. And I think they're winning the special teams battle as well, which is a huge upset Monday.
Only loss for them this year. They lost to their conference rival Wheaton College back on October 5th.
And interestingly, we get a nice return here.
Very nice return. Delaney still going.
Get off his game. He ran into his own man.
There was a crowd of white shirts around him. A bit of a convoy, but like you said, Ray, it was kind of slowing him up at some like at times, but what a return here of 66 yards.
Yeah, great cuts. Finding he's got some blocks, and now he looks like he's going to be out the gate right here, and he runs in to his own man. And that was Aaron Sturdivant who got the assist on the tackle.
This drive for the Warhawks begins at the 21-yard line of the Cardinals.
I'd take a shot in the end zone right now.
You got the Wildcat here with Ryan Wisniewski.
Never mind, he's not going to throw it.
He's going to keep it after faking the handoff. But he lost the football. And it looks like the Warhawks were able to jump back on it.
Wisniewski was a wishbone quarterback in high school. He came here, they had him be receiver, then they moved him back to quarterback. They needed a scout team quarterback. And then they decided to use him as their Wildcat quarterback, and it's been really good for him. But he tries that spin move and gets the ball knocked out. Mailer's right back in. Myler, excuse me.
That did gain 5 yards. Able to get the fumble back. Myler going to hand off. How much for Alex Pete as Zach Butler came up to meet him, no gain.
And Dan Gilroy is the man who shot through there and bought a little time for Butler to get there and make his 7th tackle of the night.
Look to the sideline by Myler. Wisniewski in the slot. There's the pass to Wisniewski. He has it inside the 10 down near the 6. First and goal, Warhawks.
Well, he put that ball in a really thin, tight window as Beauchamp, the linebacker, number 7, almost got into the seam to break that thing up. But good timing on the pass route.
Right to the line. Handoff Pete trying to kick it outside, trying to get to the edge, and with a stiff arm can't turn that corner. Jake Beasley was there. He lost 4 yards.
In this area of the field, North Central has been outstanding all day. And we've seen Wisconsin-Whitewater get down in this area, but they've come up empty every time as this defense just bows up.
Second and goal, all the way back to the 12-yard line. The 9th tackle for loss, by the way. That last play for North Central. Throw to the end zone. The tight end has a touchdown. Jared Zausch. First touchdown catch of the year, and it gets Wisconsin-Whitewater on the board with just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Great route by Zausch. I bet he was a pretty good rebounder in basketball because he uses his big body. Look over on the right, and he just boxes out the defender. There's no way Lindmark can get to the ball because you got that big old body of a 6'7", 250-pound tight end in the way.
But after Kasnitsa drew and through, and it's 35-7. A little bit of a sigh of relief for the Warhawks to finally get that first touchdown.
Without a doubt. I mean, they finally got it done down in that area of the field. But spinning it forward, I'm wondering if it's too early for an onside kick. This might be a time to try to maybe sneak one on them.
You may be right. Now the college football playoff semifinals coming up Saturday, December 28th on ESPN and the ESPN app. Heisman winner Joe Burrow, #1 LSU taking on 4th-ranked Oklahoma, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. That's at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Then it's #2 Ohio State, #3 Clemson in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. And the winner plays for the national championship Monday, January 13th on ESPN. Who you got in those games, Ray Bentley?
I got LSU all the way. I think they'll play Clemson in the title game, and that's in New Orleans, right?
It is.
So a home game for the Tigers.
Well, for LSU
Tigers.
They play in Atlanta, which they're very familiar with the SEC title game, and then if they're able to get past Oklahoma, then they go to New Orleans, which is obviously a big advantage for them. It's going to go out of bounds, come out to the 35.
The last 3 national championships LSU has played for have all been in New Orleans, and they've won 2 out of the 3. I don't know if I would want them. That's going to be a home game for them, right? You got to get there first, but
beat Oklahoma, beat Ohio State, and then lost to Alabama. Remember, that was the rematch that year. They had beaten Alabama in the regular season and lost to them for the national title. And of course, Nick Saban was the head coach that first one for LSU.
The kicking team.
And then Les Miles.
Ball be placed on the 35-yard line. First down.
Here's Kaminski. He's not far off from 2,000 receiving yards on the season. Incredible number. Terrence Hill breaks another tackle. Dragged down at the 42-yard line by Terrell Williams.
Terrence Hill's a pretty good back in his own right. Probably maybe the best back in all Division III football in Ethan Greenfield.
Here comes Greenfield. End of the game as Hill comes out after that one carry. 3 touchdown runs for Greenfield. He had the first score of the game, a 5-yard touchdown run. Then a 2-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. He has a 38-yard TD run in the second half. Greenfield. He does.
He won't go down. What jumped out to me on film is the wide base that he keeps, especially when he draws contact. It's almost like he's setting up for a squat. and he gets all his power under him, and they can't knock him down. I don't care how many guys they throw on that pile. He's just not going down. He's got that much leg strength. See how he keeps his feet wide and moving? That's a special thing. That's not teachable. That's just something that guy can do.
First down from the 47 of the Cardinals. Rutter being flushed out, throws on the move to tight end Tyler Egan. Down at the 48 of the Warhawks.
Number 83 on the reception.
And Egan's yeoman's work tonight as a lead blocker in this running game. They use him basically as a fullback in a lot of their sets, and to throw him the ball every once in a while, you got to give him bone. He got his bone.
Got to keep him happy, right?
That's right.
They're going to do the grunt work most of the time.
Yeah.
Good smile there from Brock Rutter.
Wonder what that's about. You know he's having fun. That's the thing about when we got a chance to sit down with him and Kaminski and Beauchamp. We had a riot just sitting talking with those guys. This is a good group of dudes.
Here, Tony. Greenfield. We need to have a stopwatch from the time there's first contact until he actually is tackled. Normally, several seconds go by.
He leads the league in scrum yards, I'll tell you that.
That'll bring up third down
Here he
and
goes.
3.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. How am I doing for a stopwatch?
Well,
5 seconds.
We did slow it down just a little bit, but yeah, your point is well taken.
As is yours.
It is going to be third down and 3. And let that clock, the play clock, gets under 5. And clock just over 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Rutter going for the freshman who tried to make a late adjustment, D'Angelo Honey, but
That pass attempt is incomplete.
That was really good work. As you could see, Hardy was gauging where that ball was going to be, speeding up, slowing down, finally getting to where he wanted to be. The only problem was Matoska was all over him like a cheap suit. Ended up getting his hand in between the receiver's hands, exactly where you put it when he reaches for the ball. Really nice defense.
So 4th and 3. Again, we've seen the punt from Rutter not only tonight, but in other games in the postseason. They almost got him to jump there.
Very close.
Well, they can run the play here from the 46, winding gains the 43.
Had to take a timeout.
That play clock was winding down again, so they just have one left.
North Central. Be a 30-second timeout.
Well, ESPN's NCAA coverage continues tomorrow with the Division II championship on ESPNU at 3 p.m. For more information, go to ncaa.com. The official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. West Florida taking on Minnesota State for the D2 title tomorrow. But the first NCAA football championship to be given out is right here tonight in Shenandoah, Texas. The Stagg Bowl and the Division III championship game.
4th down here. And they'll probably look it over and decide, based on the defensive look they see, whether or not they're going to go for this or have Rutter punt it again. Now, he's punted one off of his tight end's backside, and he almost hit his running back with one, so he's going to punt it again. Nailed that one.
There's his best punt of the night. And it takes sideways bounce, but they're going to down it inside the 10 at about the 7 or 8 yard line. And the 39-yard punt.
Number 6, D'Angelo Hardy down to the
return, which is the key thing on that. And that's what they don't allow the punt return team to set up, because they're a threat to go. And if you drop a guy back, now they're playing 11 on 10. And talking to Jeff Thorne, he said, "I'll go for it anywhere on the field with those odds." So they really put you in a
make a decision, don't you?
Right, yeah. That's good stuff. I like it.
If you can get a quarterback to punt like that, why not use that weapon?
I'm going to try to steal that, maybe. Coaching my 3rd and 4th grade team.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Make the handoff. Dropped right into the hands of J.T. Parrish.
That pass attempt is incomplete.
Have not been sharp tonight. Didn't start out well, and it's gone pretty much downhill and stayed the same way. I mean, this could have been a really big explosive play. He might have had a chance to split it.
I saw the same thing you did there. He had a chance maybe with a move or two to maybe take that the distance.
Those little things will add up on you.
Quarterback draw this time. Taylor gets hit hard at the 14-yard line. Push back there. I think that's the first time tonight we've actually seen a called quarterback draw. It's a 6-yard gain.
So Isaiah Ziegler lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out for a play. Send Ion in there.
Ziegler, all 315 pounds, coming off the field.
That's a big run-stopping dude in the middle. Second team all-conference this year. And a linebacker's best friend, because he will eat up blockers and let those guys behind him run free and make hits, which they've done all night. Both Ben Long and Beauchamp have been all over this field.
Finally going to step up again and take off. Get a block, and he's across the 30, 40.
Speed.
To midfield to the sideline and out of bounds near the 40-yard line of the Cardinals.
I said scary speed, I meant scared speed.
Running like he's scared.
Yeah, that's the only way to run.
44-yard run here.
Yeah, nice play. He pulls it down. He saw he had a seam, and when he gets in the open field, he's got a little bit of a knack.
Well, he did this last weekend in the semifinal win over St. John's, which seemed out of character. Kind of picked that up again tonight. 10 rushes now for 81 yards. Just over 100 yards through the air. Now he hit the fullback, Perez, who immediately got hit for a loss of a yard by Braden Lindbergh.
That's really good defense. Discipline on defense. It was a play fake going the other way, and yet the defensive end stayed home to force it on the quarterback, and the corner stayed home to get the coverage. Yeah, that's great discipline for this Cardinal defense.
And the clock can run out here in the third quarter. Each team gets a touchdown, a 38-yard TD run for Greenfield and North Central, Wisconsin-Whitewater. Zausch, 12-yard touchdown catch. Been a big night for Greenfield and the Cardinals so far. They're 15 minutes away from their first ever national championship in football, 34-7 after 3 quarters. Andrew Kaminski and North Central College. They can hang on to this lead another 15 minutes. Be their first Division III national championship. Let's call them the Cardinal Trinity. Brock Rutter, he won the Lardy Trophy earlier tonight. Kaminski and Greenfield, they are the Trinity.
They really are. They've done an unbelievable job, not only tonight, but all season long. The numbers that these guys have put together are astronomical. And, you know, we get to show those guys mug shots and all that, but that offensive line has
great. Again,
really been the deal.
But those three, if they can hold on to this lead and win the first football championship in school history, they will. Cardinal fans kind of talk about them in.
They'll get the same ring everyone else does.
Reverential tone. Nice catch at the 35-yard line by J.T. Parrish. Really pushing and shoving between Bell and Kumaro.
Kumaro didn't like it. I don't think that's Bell's fault. He was just trying to get up, and now he's going to be offsides.
Third down and 1.
Third and 1. Pete not going to get it. Zach Butler, big
Long came around off the edge. Nobody there. He met the Butler in the backfield for another tackle for loss. If I'm not mistaken, that's 10 on the night now. Actually 11. I have to take my shoes off to count that high.
Yeah. 4th and 2.
Come on, they're cover one, they're cover one, they're cover one. They're cover one.
It would be desperation time for the Warhawks. They need a first down here badly. Keep this drive going. It's going to be kept by Myler, and he's going to get that first down. Second effort
Your hesitation was warranted because all of a sudden there was a hit, but
nice.
Myler took it on the throwing shoulder here. Watch him lower this right shoulder. Going to get a nice little pop from Beasley and moving that thing around a little bit. And looks like we're going to get another quarterback maybe. That's right, they're bringing Wisniewski in to run the Wildcat stuff for him.
To give him at least a play to determine what's going on with Myler, if they need Zach Olis in the game or what the situation will be. Wisniewski keeping. Gets away in the backfield momentarily, but it's still going to be tackled. And the ball came out. Didn't get it back.
And ended up out of bounds, I think. Wisniewski took a shot, too. He's a little shaken up.
Zausch came up with it.
Great discipline. They assigned the quarterback to Lindmark, and he took the assignment.
It's the second time Wisniewski, the Wildcat, has fumbled. Zach Olis does come in now as the quarterback. His first appearance of the night. Olis pressured, and now he's going to be tackled by Dan Gilroy.
He wanted to throw a quick out to J.T. Parrish, but Julian Bell had him totally gloved, so Gilroy can thank Bell for this one.
He's saying that he can't go anymore. We'll see.
He did wave the hand a little bit there.
By the way, that sack, the fourth of the night for the North Central defense. But Myler's back in and throws. Here's Pete in a stiff arm. Man, this Butler again. North Central defense fired up, and that's a loss of 5.
Butler's just been all over it tonight. Officially or unofficially, his 10th tackle of the night. He called his name out numerous times.
It's a 4th and 19. The ball's at the 39. Line the game right there by the 20.
Three-man pass rush. Let's see if they can be effective like they were in that first half.
Fires on the move, and it's caught for a first down inside the 15, and then Wisniewski brought down there.
Number 18, Tyler Holt on reception.
Really nice job of moving in the pocket, keeping the eyes down the field as Myler senses where the opening in the pocket is, keeps his eyes on the receiver, and throws a strike.
They convert on 4th and 19 and get 25. Now set up a screen to Pete. Pete to the edge and
number 23, Alex Smee on the reception.
Needs 7 yards.
It looked like Pete had a lot of room if he'd have cut it back over the middle. A nice convoy of blockers out in front of him.
Runs out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
They're trying to find a tight end again. That was successful last time in this area of the field. They hit Zausch for the touchdown.
It's the 13th play of this drive. Numero bottom of the screen. Myler going to run it himself, and he gets jolted right about the
number
1.
7,
stopped there by Ben Wong.
Bauer on the carry.
Let's go back to the previous play and see exactly where Pete did step out.
Number 9 on the tackle. First and goal.
He did not actually step out until about the half-yard line, right? Here's Pete trying to get in the end zone and make it a moot point, and
Alex Pete, number 23 on the carry.
You get that massive humanity down in a goal line situation. It's hard to see exactly where that ball is with all the bodies around.
Fumble. There's also a flag. The ball's loose. Picked up by the Cardinals and Jake Beasley. He's headed the other way. And North Central College. 84-yard return touchdown with just over 9.5 minutes to go.
There is a flag back in the end zone.
Counts. We'll see about the flag. See if it stands.
Wisconsin-Whitewater thinks that it might have been an offsides. They're off. Well, the big guys aren't running down the other end of the field anyway. They're gonna wait to be sure. No sense in running when you don't have to. If you can walk, don't run. If you can stand, don't walk.
Defense, number 99, lined up in the neutral zone before the snap. After this is the goal. Replay the down.
Tyler Rich, right down here, just took a little too much of the ball.
And the snap was low, went between the legs of Byler. And that lining up in the neutral zone takes that return away from Beasley.
Byler needs to just jump on that one. But I can see it. What do you got to lose? You got to make a play.
It's still a 34-7 game, and it's second down and goal. Pete leaning forward. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Warhawks.
Alex Pete, number 23 on the carry.
Whatever happened to the dive over the top play? That used to be a big thing back in my day. You don't see it very much anymore.
You really don't. I remember Bo Jackson doing that.
For Walter Payton doing it. I remember Barry Sanders completely jumping over me one time.
Really?
Yeah, I almost tackled him.
Well, the Warhawks get their second touchdown after a 15-play drive that started at their own 8-yard line. It took over 7 minutes off the clock. Extra point up and good. 34-14. So Warhawks offense has found the end zone a couple times here in the second half, trying to get back in the game. 32 to play, and this looks to be a situation I would think, Ray, where an onside kick would be in order for Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Yeah, I think you have to here. I mean, you're talking 3 possessions down, 9:32 left. It's now or never for Wisconsin-Whitewater. I think you have to lay one down, see if you can steal one. And obviously North Central's hip to that deal because they've got 10 guys heading up towards the line and only 1 deep right now.
It's a 20-point game, so it's a 3-score game. You got to get the football back if you have any chance of trying to pull it off this.
Especially the way this offense has been able to control the possession of the football throughout the ball game.
Neitz is going to kick it off. Try the onside kick, bouncing around that ball, and it's picked up by the Warhawks.
Jacob Herbs.
And maybe there is still some life here for the Warhawks, who execute that to perfection. The onside kick and get the ball right back with 9:32 to go.
That's the old bounce, bounce, hop, boom, there it goes up in the air. That's the kind of bounce you need, and Coach Bullis got something to cheer about.
Well, they execute there. They take over right in midfield. Right back on the field comes Max Myler. They've scored a couple of touchdowns here in the second half after being blanked in the first half. We definitely have seen a better offense from the Warhawks here in half number 2. Can they extend that here? The 3 yards.
Little fake. And a lineman out leading the way. I think it was quarterback keep all the way. Not reading that one. That was definitely Myler's number being called.
Second down and 7.
Blitz, and here they come. Myler taking a shot down the sideline for Wisniewski, but too far. Big Beasley chasing him.
Good job of Beasley rerouting the receiver on that one, and then that destroyed the timing because Myler expected Wisniewski to be at a certain spot, and he couldn't get there because of that defense on the edge. And here's what I'm talking about. Watch him just ride him, slow him down, make him change the angle. is pursuit down the field. Good defense. These corners have played well on that.
Pressure coming off the edge. Myler.
Gilroy chased him the whole way.
He did.
And if it was a one-hand touch, he'd have got him.
Beauchamp and Wong also there, and it's going to be 4th down. About 2. They're 3 of 5 on 4th down tonight. This is the 6th time they've gone for it on 4th down. And again, needed desperately. Here comes the blitz again. Quick strike, and that's a catch and a 1st down for Holty. That breaks a tackle and gets to the 30. Hawks trying to keep building that momentum. 12-yard gain, 1st down.
And this is the hardest thing to cover. The safety who's covering him's way off. He's got so far to go. You just run a quick out at the sticks, and you're going to have gold if you execute the throw, and that's what they got.
And they're 1st down at the 30 of the Cardinals. Not only is the score not the friend of the Warhawks, but the clock as well, which a little over 8 minutes. There's a pass, deflected and intercepted. Julian Bell gets another pick, and he's out of bounds at the 35.
Bell needs to go buy a lottery ticket. His last 3 interceptions, every one of them, 2 of them have been tipped, and the other one hit him right in the chest. They're throwing it to him. Maybe he should be a receiver.
And that takes the wind out of the sails of Myler and any potential Warhawks rally off the hands of Holty trying to leap for it. And another pick, 34-14. Bell, who has 2 picks tonight, pass broken up, 4 tackles, and he has 4 interceptions on the year, 3 in the last 2 games, the semis and finals. Gain of 4 to the 39. Julian Bell is living right, though, isn't he?
He is, and you know what, though? He's in the right place at the right time, and you can't fault the guy for that. You know, he's made some other plays other than those interceptions as well. In fact, the secondary, Mark, for North Central has been off the charts today. They've been really good. Butler flying around, and both corners played extremely well. Cremines, and of course, Julian Bell.
Rutter comes near side. Williams is immediately tackled close to the sticks. First down.
One thing we haven't talked much about today is the lack of sacks by this Wisconsin-Whitewater defense. 0 tonight. They had 17 sacks in the playoffs coming into this one, 7 last week. And that was a huge part of their plan to make Brock Rutter uncomfortable, get him off his mark, knock him down a few times. This offensive line has shut him out.
3rd down and 1. Rutter hands off. Greenfield has the 1st down. Still spinning around. He's up to the 48. Tackled by Nate Tranel. Gain of 4. Move the chains and keep that clock rolling for North Central College.
It's interesting, we talked to the 3 players that we mentioned, Rutter, Kaminski, and Beauchamp, and we asked them about Greenfield, and they said he is harder on himself than anyone else could be, and he's the most positive guy and works harder than anybody in this program, and you see those attributes paying off in his performance.
Greenfield again, trying to feel his way around, but he's going to lose a yard that time. Nico Limke, impressive freshman for the Warhawks.
Limke
tackle for loss.
Limke figured it out. You got to stop those quick feet. He just laid on his foot.
Limke, a freshman, he's been leading the Warhawks in tackles for loss this year. 15.5 now on the year.
He is a good ball player. He can get after the quarterback. Just hasn't been able to cut loose yet tonight.
Right to midfield. It's a catcher, D'Angelo Hardy, true freshman. Tackled by Garrett Purdy. It's going to be 3rd down. And a timeout called by Wisconsin-Whitewater. So they use their first, and it comes with 5:12 to play here in the fourth quarter. The Division III National Championship trophy waiting to be handed out. And right now, we got a North Central College team that's up 34-14 with 5:14 to go.
This will be the fruition of the dreams of Jeff Thorne's dad, John Thorne, who took over this program back in 2002. They had 3 assistant coaches, had nothing for facilities, and he even had to recruit his son Jeff to come in and be the offensive coordinator. And his dream was to make this football program a national power and win a national championship, and he's going to see it come to fruition through his son tonight.
Rutter's sacked for the first time tonight. Back at the 46 by Terrell Williams. 4th down.
Rutter guy was upset about something after this particular play. Just a free rush off the edge. Mad at his running back. Probably. It looked like Greenfield might have gone the wrong way. Either way, they're facing a 4th down here.
Right now, Rutter's 13 yards shy of equaling Alex Tanny for the career passing record. Tanny has yardage, 14,249 is where Tanny is the all-time record holder, and Rutter right now at 14,237. So 13 would break it.
I don't know if he could set a punting record tonight, but I think that's what he's going to do here.
4th and 11. You don't want to give Wisconsin-Whitewater the ball around midfield if you can help it, but still only 5:12 to go, 3-score game.
Well, it's interesting. They had the offense huddle, and then the defense all huddled out on the field as well, talking about what they have to do when they get out there.
Well, there is a Sam Delaney back for Whitewater. Here's the punt from Rutter, angling it far side, and Delaney, as he catches it inside the 15, goes out of bounds at about the 13. 5:06 to go. That's the amount of time standing between Jeff Thorne and the Cardinals' first national championship in football. 3 rushing touchdowns tonight for Nathan Greenfield. North Central up 34-14 on Wisconsin-Whitewater with just 5:06 to go in this 47 Stagg Bowl, the Division III National Championship game. Max Myler and the Warhawks start from their own 13-yard line. Myler fires near side, a sliding attempt on the catch by Kumaro. He didn't come up with that. At the 22, and picks up 9.
Stayed in bounds, the clock keeps ticking.
Flack, the friend of North Central. And off Pete. Gets the first down up to the 26-yard line. Yeah, I think when Wisconsin-Whitewater looks back at this Stagg Bowl, just their inability to get anything going offensively in the first half just put them too far behind the 8 ball.
I think it's going to be a team thing. I don't think they played up to their standards on any unit, special teams, defense, or offense. I think they're going to take this one collectively.
Beauchamp brings down Myler for a 9-yard run. First Stagg Bowl appearance since 2014, which was won by the Warhawks. Lance Leipold's last game as head coach. Nothing there that time.
Beauchamp shot through. Instead of getting in the backfield. Had a good conversation with him. You know, we were talking with Rutter and Kaminski, and he was kind of sitting in the back. I said, don't worry, I'll throw a linebacker too. We'll get to you, brother. And big old smile, and sure enough, we got to talk a little ball.
Well, Myler got hit as he threw that one. Zach Butler.
Butler's played really well, not only tonight, but throughout the playoffs. Had a huge game against Delaware Valley in that game. Had a sack, big 4th down stop, broke up a pass. He's been playing well.
12 tackles for Butler tonight. 1 tackle for loss for Zach Butler. 4th down and 2. Here it comes, dumped off. Pete can't handle it. And the Warhawks are going to turn it over on downs with just 3:41 to go.
Beauchamp again on the coverage.
And a tough night for the Wisconsin-Whitewater Warhawks, who make it to the championship game. They look like they're going to fall short, and I don't want to bring up any wounds that are still trying to heal for you, Ray Bentley. You lost 2 Super Bowls with the Buffalo Bills, so you kind of, I'm sure you know what feelings these athletes are going to have once this game is over.
I don't even want to talk about it. How about that? How about Brock Rutter, man? That needs only 12 yards. Can we talk about something else? It still hurts losing them Super Bowls.
Keep it on the ground for Greenfield. That number has to be in the back of somebody's head on the sideline for North Central, does it not?
I would be surprised if it's in play, to be honest with you. Winning the national championship far outweighs any individual accomplishment, and I believe Brock Rutter would be the first one to tell you that. So I don't expect that he'll throw the football again here yet this evening. Now, you never know.
Well, he's coming home with perhaps a lot of hard work because he won the Gagliardi Trophy earlier tonight. As his team is 3 minutes away from the national championship. Stays on the ground, Terrence Hill. There's Terrence Hill. We talked a little bit about a sophomore who lost his mom last year, passed away, lost his dad, and passed away when he was in junior high. And when we talked to Jeff Thorne, the head coach of the Cardinals, he said, I point to Terrence Hill and I say, guys, if you think you've had it rough, no, you haven't. Look at what Terrence Hill's overcoming in his personal life.
And they talked about how he's been able to deal with that. He's not bitter. He's happy. He's into it, and he's got a lot of support. And being a part of this football team has been a huge help for him.
This Hill. 3 yards for a first down. He's going to be stopped for no gain by Jordan Brand and others.
Timeout. Whitewater. That's their 3rd and final
Wisconsin-Whitewater is going to use their final timeout with 2:03 to go.
Be 30 seconds in lead.
Check in with Taylor Davis down below. Taylor?
Well, guys, a source of motivation for this North Central team this season has actually been a sign outside of the school that says 38 national championships and lists all the national championships of all the different sports for North Central, none of which are football. The players said every time they walk by that sign, they are reminded of what they have yet to accomplish. They said it gave them a chip on their shoulder because they knew they have had the talent in this program. They just have not been able to put it all together yet. I know this group will be very excited to see that sign change.
Yeah, whoever put that sign up for motivation, mission accomplished.
Yeah, work on that.
Well, no doubt the win over Mount Union in round 2 back on November 30th. Huge game in this playoff run. They won 59-52. First time Mount Union's been knocked out that early since '94. They've been in the semifinals, at least in the semis, every year since then. There's a pass. There's the record. Touchdown, Kaminski.
Kaminski increases his record. 31 touchdown passes in a season now. So you got a double record on that one.
And Brock Rutter passes Alex Tanny for career passing yards in North Central College history.
Yeah, and he's not excited at all. I love it. Speaking of love, you could feel the love that this football team shared. In fact, all these teams shared for each other in our little experiences that we've been able to spend with them. And to me, that's what this game's about, man. The brotherhood and the sacrifices and the work you do together, the wins and losses. It's all about each other, and these guys understand that. This level of football understands that.
New Division III record for Brock Rutter, 14.258, and it comes on this pass to Kaminski. But as you said, I guess it's, with the run that they've had, only appropriate Kaminski gets a touchdown in the title game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's just desserts right there. And Rutter right down there, giving his boy some more love. In fact, he's going around giving it to everybody, and I know that feeling too, Mark. You know, I talked about, well, you talked about me losing a couple Super Bowls.
I brought it up, yeah.
I won a championship in the USFL with the Michigan Panthers, so I've been on both sides of that, and this side's a little better that we're seeing right now.
Andrew Kaminski's touchdown catch. The icing on the cake. 31 touchdown receptions this year, and he's over 2,000 receiving yards, 133 catches. And hey, Cardinal fans, Rutter's not going to be back next year, but Andrew Kaminski is.
Someone's going to be heaving the rock at him.
Kaminski, 9 catches, 134 yards, and now a touchdown here in the Division III National Championship game tonight. Number 13, Ryan Wisniewski. Going down at the 22. With just 1:52 to go in this Division III 2019 season.
Central put up 41 last week.
History has repeated itself. Jeff Thorne, season number 5. I'm sure tonight's going to be a night that they will never forget in the Thorne family, with his dad John here, Mom Kathy.
He said an interesting thing too. He said, if your dream doesn't scare you, it ain't big enough.
Right.
And that's something that he's preached to his football team. Well, this dream was pretty big, and achieved it.
That's a big dream. You got 247 teams in Division III in college football.
Yeah, they've never won one.
And
you go back to 02 when Jeff Thorne's dad, John, took over this program. They were nothing to get right home about.
Right. But they're a minute and a half away from their first national championship in football. North Central College in Naperville, Illinois. Flag. Stop the clock with a minute 27 to play. You know, we haven't had a ton of penalties in this game. It's been a pretty clean game on both sides.
Yeah, well officiated and a cleanly played game. Yeah, well, these are two really good football teams. You don't get here and be 13-1.
Holding. Offense, number 6. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
That penalty right there is just the 5th total penalty combined in this game. And there's the shower. Our head coach, Jeff Thorne.
Went a little early with the shower. I bet they get him again.
Myler just dumps it off.
Here's another highlight for you. Oh, look out.
That thing's pretty full.
That's cold.
It was Colton Bachnight who was the one that kind of keeping Coach Thorne in place, so his teammates.
Yeah, he's an offensive tackle. He knows how to hold. He wrapped both arms around Coach.
And he didn't mind that he got part of that shower.
Not a bit.
Fuck him up, Ronnie.
Pass out to Ponick once again. So North Central College is going to get their first championship. Wisconsin-Whitewater, the Warhawks, they are still a beast in Division III football, Ray.
Oh, they ain't going nowhere, that's for sure.
They are not going anywhere. Head coach Kevin Bullis, they're going to fall a game short. They're one of the heavyweights in Division III college football.
This North Central team lost in week 4. And they told us they felt like it's been playoffs ever since then. That loss they pointed to as the best thing that happened to them this season. It really battened things down. They had team meetings afterwards, talked about it, and really focused together as a unit. And you're seeing the result of that right here. And dealing with adversity, that's what this game's about.
Lost to Wheaton College in the battle for the Little Brass Bell back on October 5th, 35-21. And they're going to finish the season with an 11-game winning streak and a national championship.
And they did it with style. It was fun to watch. These guys put on a show.
Stepping out of bounds, Sam Delaney. Stopping the clock with 20 seconds to go.
Please do not attempt to enter the playing field. Thank you.
What a 4 years for Brock Rutter. And what a night he'll never forget, winning the Ghilardi Trophy prior to the game and then winning a national championship. Set the record, the all-time yardage passing on his final collegiate pass, as it turns out. The final seconds winding down. The North Central College Cardinals. The clock runs out. It comes to roost for the Cardinals. North Central College wins the Stagg Bowl. They are the Division III national champions.
What a great ball game. Congratulations to North Central and to Wisconsin-Whitewater for getting to this point. Cleanly played. I loved it.
Once again, the final score, 41-14, as North Central College beats Wisconsin-Whitewater.